Hi guys. So I was on the sewing machine and I was having a tantrum in this day. I was sniffling and crying and I just wanted to say whatever was on my mind, and this is edited, and I wrote a very big text. you know, I took my notes, and I at the same time, my notes are my own opinion. A few months later, when I grew I grew a little bit more, and at the same time, my notes are some of the words that I was saying, and I just wanted to say what was in my mind without thinking, caring. Very egoistical, as I say, impulsive, internally thinking that maybe I didn't give a flying fudge. I was hurting, thinking, drowning in my own thoughts. I was asking why people have kids, why drag your own traumas you have since you were a kid and push it into your baby born, your own child, making him or her suffer. I questioned loads of times, why do you have kids? Is it because of the way you are raised, society, standards? This was more about me than, anyone else. That parents should love themselves or love each other when they conceive. Side note, it's not that simple, and that a child will be their own mixed up version of their parents, as fudged up as they are. Now, months later, I know, but still need to feel this to 100. Heal some things, you know the drill. But in a way, they have a guilty innocence, and they can choose or not to continue to be like that, and they are guilty, and you can know, but can you really blame them? They did and do what they think it's best with their upbringing, past experiences, people around, maybe karma, so many things at the same time. It's up to them to change it too, to break that cycle, and but it's up to them, not to me. And as I was saying, we have thoughts, we have emotions, we grow with actions. I was questioning why I was born. I was mad. Maybe being a brat, but I was living it. I was feeling it. I was asking myself, was it even worth it? Me being born? Loads of questions. I was angry, telling myself that I was not doing what I was supposed to be doing. I was doing what others thought was right, what others wanted me to do. Maybe I was just scared shitless and I let take control, or what others say, as an excuse. I said that I ran out of opportunities because let me tell you, I have tried many times, failed many times, and there were a lot of times I failed because I didn't love what I was doing, and now I'm failing because it's not because I'm failing at what I love, but it's okay because I'm going for it. I am building my character little by little, gaining experience, and creating my own history, my own journey. I was saying that I complain too much, don't believe in myself. I'm all over the place, so bear with me. At the same time, I want to blame my parents. It's their fault or not entirely. I know that I can do better. I know that I don't have kids, and I know some of it. I know how to play with a baby or interact with them or if they cry, but I never had my own baby. Having your own child is another level that you should look your kid in the eyes. In other words, recognize them. You are their own birth biological parents, so do as so. So I don't go looking for approval from others. other than myself, maybe. Show them security. And then I came back to thinking what I was thinking before, that I want to complain about others, criticize others, because what I don't take action into my own life, being pessimistic, saying that I have climbed many steps, that I have evolved a lot, but at the moment it seemed like everything was collapsing and going backwards. Something or someone, a force, was testing me, and then I realized how real it is. Wanting to change and forcing others to change, when in reality I have to change it myself, do it for myself. And then I'm being ironic about the situation when I say that I'm making this video to complain some more. I do love to repeat myself, so bear with me, because in my way of thinking, I have a lot to be grateful for. I have foods, clothes, a house, a bed, and yet I complain. Basically, I'm being hard on myself, saying that I've had many opportunities, but at that moment, I should have thought that I didn't take advantage of them well. But this is me saying this now while I edit the video. You did your best according to what you knew, depending on your qualities, defects, maturity, and growth acquired over time. Continuing, thinking that I was, in other words, disappointing my parents. I believed that it didn't matter what I did for a living. What mattered was having a way to make a living. But over time, I came to realize that I had to do what I loved, to do it according to my purpose, intuition. You know, there's countless ways to put this into words. That doing what we love, it doesn't matter if you get paid or not, or paid a lot or not. That I could live on bread and water and, have a bed and a shower. At least I would ask for that every day, and I would be happy if I was doing what I love. And if I failed again, it was okay because I tried again. I can congratulate myself on that. I don't like to be explaining myself and crying at the same time. You know, this beautiful woman here, me, I don't want to be unhappy. I want to have happy moments. And if this woman was offered an offer she couldn't refuse, they could give her health insurance, a good salary, an inheritance, perks until she died, she could accept it, but that wouldn't go far. I would get frustrated because I'm the only person who's stopping me. In my way of thinking, there is always something that knocks me down. We can see that mentally I was not in my best days, and I jump from one um, and I switch from subject to subject. So sorry for that. I had anxiety in the past and overcame this phase that lasted a few years in my life. And of course, it doesn't go away to 100%, but we learn to deal with it. With the small traces that we still have inside of us. I'm not sick, so in my mind, there's no excuse for not thriving. Sometimes I have some pain, but nothing serious. It's my body communicating with me, like toothache or pain in my arm or a stomachache. Our bodies communicate with us. This was knowledge that I absorbed. I haven't studied this specifically, but I'm curious about metaphysics of health. And of course, we should not underestimate our diseases. And even though you can, and maybe you want to understand about metaphysics, but we should always go to a doctor, depending on the situation or the specialty, takes exams, take care of ourselves, our body. Our body talks to us. And I go on another subject. That's my problem with wanting to change someone else's way of thinking, being. No, I have to change mine. In my world, I would like everyone to have the knowledge to help themselves or to help each other mentally because that is where our base is. No, our minds. Have you heard? Healthy mind, healthy body. It has to do with our beliefs that we have absorbed and experienced with our family and previous generations because this belief that I think that I am not succeeding or will not succeed, not believing in myself, that are beliefs that I implemented or were implemented out of fear, lack of confidence, you know, a million things. And they are ingrained in my personality or my character since birth or from past lives. I don't know, karma. Basically, I don't want to depend on others, but sometimes situations arise where I may need help, and I don't want to be a burden on anyone. In my opinion, I want my job with my conditions so that I can combine it with what I love or just do it until I can fully do what I love. Could it be that I'm the only one with my insecurities and bad energy? Do they get in the way? And then I compare myself, but I think that I'm in my own skin. I feel my own emotions. I only know the things I have been through. And I may have empathy for others, but I've never lived in their shoes or in their day-to-day life. So I have to react in this body with the emotions that I have, with the capacity I have, and the situations that appear in my life. In my mind, I can always want and choose to help someone. Sometimes it may happen that I can't, but words also help. Comfort also helps. Monetary help is not the only option. I feel like these outbursts are always around the same thing. You can see that I am demanding on myself. I need to express myself. I always had someone to help me vent, but due to life circumstances, that person is busy. So I must program my brain or find solutions to relieve, relax, vent, extract stress, bad energy from my body. There are solutions, mechanisms that my body can come up with so that when something unexpected happens, or if it doesn't happen as I expected, I can recover, draw conclusions from the situation, learn from what happened in a positive way. Let's imagine that one day I have a company. Situations will arise. People will get sick. There will be suppliers or clients, and sometimes not everything is always paradise. There may be obstacles, setbacks. There will be pressure, responsibilities. Then I won't have time to focus on crying, complaining, doubting myself in situations that sometimes I have important things to do. I will have to choose my internal conflicts well, extracting the best from myself, and consequently, this will reflect on my business. I will need to have an enormous mental capacity. So I also compare the relationship between the pressure of the people around me with the pressure of having many people under my responsibility. Or mentally, it could mean that I'm trying to mentally sabotage myself, as I've done many times in the past because of the repetitive wait repetitive patterns and many of these capabilities are acquired through life experiences, situations in which I find myself, situations that are placed in front of me for greater awareness. Well, this was funny. I was like, uh, uh, uh. Yeah. Experience for me has a lot to do with the knowledge I acquire on a mental and character level, which will contribute to my growth and consequently an empire, like building a brand. It's not just sewing or dressing the piece at the end. I want to enjoy the whole process. I thought there are things that you like more doing more than others. And of course, I make mistakes in the process. I want to enjoy all of this. The process even if there are things that I enjoy more than others. Choosing the fabric, the color, the design, the pattern, the cutting, the construction, the sewing of it, trying on my beautiful piece makes me be and feel like a child again. Simply letting it flow, living in the moment, enjoying, smiling, or crying, I don't know, or getting frustrated. It can be good or, you know, I don't want to say not so good emotions. We just label the emotions. So, yeah. And then we return to frustration again of things that bother me that are part of my personality traits. That there are so many things that I have overcome, and at the same time I keep eating the same button. And I'm so afraid of losing what I already have. But in reality, I have nothing. I only have myself and what I have evolved mentally. The rest, everything here on earth, is material. Of course, there are people that I love very much, but this is very internal. It's the extreme worry that I want to have control, that I don't want to lose. And what if tomorrow I had an empire and it was taken away from me? I could not make a fit. I would need to react like, go, go, go. It would have to be like this. I would reinvent myself in the face of the circumstance, taking my time. It wouldn't happen overnight, but I could do it. I can take risks, feel uncomfortable. I have in previous situations, but my brain always wants someone to motivate me, someone else, but I must be the one to motivate myself, help myself. Because at the end of the day, I am in my own skin. If everyone dies, I only have myself. Getting these thoughts out of my mind, getting things off my chest, this helps me a lot. With all the fear that I have, if I had a crocodile behind me to move or to take actions in my life, I wouldn't be making these complaints. I would react, I would act. But it's part of the process, my process.